Never mind that. So we're back exactly as it was, but but without the original people, sadly. Am I right? Yep. Huh. Okay. Anyway, so in case you will see this stream like later, if you'll see a video, then I'll continue testing a little and then move to something else. Expedition. Yeah, so this is probably the last of the content to observe anyway, I think. I wonder what I get after that. And it seems like it will finish before the time runs out. Huh. Oh, because it goes back. I get it. Streaming is really tough to set up for the first few times. No worries at all. Oh, thank you. I don't, I don't know how many times I'll do this, but I just wanted to delve deep into gameplay mechanics and do a deep dive and not just little playthroughs. Collect reward, but I did not see what the reward was, so that's kind of a problem. Okay, next submission to Pixelverse and to GDKO. Bro is double brewing, double cooking. Yeah. Okay. So my guy, what game did you enter? Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Untitled game about fireworks. Super Burble. Oh, the one that I thought was going to be like a chemistry simulation, and I fantasized about building a nuke, and then I saw that it's just fireworks, and then I told you that I wish we'll have nukes later, or something like that. Hmm. Wait. Yeah, exactly. Uh-huh. Untitled game about fireworks. I thought you were kidding. I couldn't remember that this was the title. Okay. Used Godot. You did last year, which I didn't. And you got 2 round 3. Nice. And you've got a lot of feedback, which is cool. Okay. I'm definitely learning that direction. Already working on measuring grams and balancing ingredients. Yeah, that makes sense. We'll see how it goes. I'd like to see that. Let's see now. Huh. Alright. Oh nice, you've got testing. That's good design, my guy. What do you mean by dialogue? Okay. I like the transition and that it's moving. No dialogue, yeah. Okay, let's start again. Okay. Hand-drawn style is very good. Whistle, next part. Whistle, whistle. Wait, what? Wait, what? Did I? Oh, so by resizing, I accidentally blocked these. Aha. You might want to look up how to do something about that, but maybe not. Maybe not. It's okay. Like, who would be playing at this scale anyway? I don't want to enter full screen because I want to see the chat is all. Handles are almost invisible in the top right. Yeah, I know, I played it, but when I zoomed, that was the problem. I just wanted to go as close to full screen as I want. It's a bad design choice. I'm planning on fixing it. Yeah, like, it would be enough to have text here, like a simple indication. By but why? But what does this do exactly? Wait, so if the whistle, oh god, the whistle is not toggled, huh? Yeah, that makes sense. I don't understand. Like, look at this. Look at this. The clickable area is specifically here, but this one works as it should. It's supposed to indicate which part of the firework you're working on. Something that needs a tutorial for sure. Yeah, but all you needed for the first round is the creation, so it's all good. So this is the area where it's clickable, but this one works fine. Okay, let's do something. I'm gonna add sodium and then flour or crackle, yeah, crackle. And I would like that. From what I played, I remember that these were the particles. Good to know. I'll see about making a clickable area more specific. You could just like, don't even think about getting this accurate. Just look at the value for this and just make it like, I would say, maybe 3x larger and a little bit up, and that would cover this area. Or just see what the difference is between this and this. I mean, the area should be identical, just with an offset to the top of the screen. You can use the same values but just adding an offset to here calculate the top of the screen. Okay, anyway, so I selected those and I selected this, and it seems I can only select one. Yeah, makes sense for sure. Next part. Next part. Next part is copper. Why just a question. Why is copper blue though? Like, shouldn't copper be green? Like, if you burn copper, it makes a green flame. Maybe it doesn't really matter though. And the next part has these two. So each part has its own particles and stuff. Let's see how this would look, so I could identify the first part with these particles and the second with these. Okay. Ha. Anyway, now the last part. Now let's say I want lithium with this particle. Now I could identify what's going on after we launch. I think it's specifically copper salts and barium chloride. Not sure though, but that's what I'm finding on the papers I'm referring to. What exactly do you like? Why though? Why? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, by the way, that's a good thing. If one is open, then the other should automatically close. Take a note of that. So, what exactly are we doing? So, we made 3 parts so far. I don't really know exactly how fireworks work, but I just thought that the first part is for launching it, the first part is the ignition, and the last part is the shape. But why would you need the selection of these each time? Just asking. It's really funny that you mentioned that, because all my playtesters were confused by that. Wait, I forgot what do you mean? Sorry. Let's see next part for now. Okay. I'll let you kind of respond before I'll light this up and see what happens. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Aha. Yep, you have the basic idea. What was the full question? Didn't catch. Never mind, I don't remember anymore. But I think I got it right. The 3 parts make the 3 things. But why do you need, like, it's kind of confusing why I have the same creation parts for each stage. It's kind of implying that every part is the same functionality, like 3 explosions. And what I noticed that the jet is the first one we create, which is this, and then that's the big explosion, and that is the secondary explosion. But I don't know, like, do fireworks have those, the secondary explosions, or is that just, or is that supposed to be like from the first explosion the particles should explode, like each particle? I don't know. So I did next part without adding anything. But I can't go back. Okay, sorry, I didn't add anything. What would happen now? Uh-huh. So it's like, okay, I get it. So what we are doing is skinning each part with a color, a shape, and a particle shape. Yeah, I get that. Okay, well, that was visually pleasing. Let's see if I can do something. That's a great point. Yes, fireworks are a bit complicated, but they have a few stages. First is lift, which optionally has a color. I didn't know that. Right now, that's a mandatory option. Okay, makes sense. Anyway, the hand drawn visuals is something that I think everyone loves because of the nostalgia of Flash games, you know? Yeah, that was nice. So let me make a quick blue firework, just for fun. Then they have a break, which is the main explosion. Then they have stars, which can contain multiple effects. I'm emulating that with the second explosion. But you're right, the particles should change and not explode a second time. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, let's see now. Oh, by the way, just so you know, this is great. Like, after you made the choices to put in here, and this little interactivity makes it just makes me feel good. That, I don't know why, I can't explain it, but doing this is great. Nice. And the stars are fading in and out. and I have a return button, and we restart. Okay, any more information? Okay, yeah, I did like it, especially the visual style, and the final interactive scene is great. Imagine having a sequence like, instead of just selecting, imagine that you're in a lab, and instead of doing next part, they will all be here. The first one here, the second one here, and the third one there. And then you would drag these like you're crafting them in real life, you know what I mean? And instead of these, I don't know what that would look like in real life, honestly. But anyway, dragging them to the stage that you want, just the interactivity would be great. That's aggressive. There's change. Should change it. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So that was great. That was great. So I'm gonna look on what people said, okay? Yeah, I'm having a tough time deciding how to represent the star shapes. I mean, do you wanna look up real quick? Like, like, what does that really, like, imagine looking up a video of someone actually crafting a firework. You know what I mean? So let's see if I can. Damn, damn. YouTube. Firework crafting. Of course, it will show Minecraft for some reason. Do I really have to specify that I want a real life one? Lighting fireworks in the morning. That's what that's what some people do in their morning. Damn. Oh, how to make firework ball shell. Okay. No sound, I guess. Wait, so how to make firework ball shell. Okay, takes that thing. Wrap a fuse, stick with paper and glue for time fuse. Okay. Assemble stars in spherical form. What the hell does that even mean, man? Assemble stars in spherical form. Assemble stars in spherical form. I don't know. I really don't know. Add black powder to center. So that would make it explode, and burning these. Oh, I get it. So you have the sparkles like for birthdays, right? I guess these are made from the same thing. This is what gets lit and then explodes. letting this up, throwing them away, and lighting them up. The stars are the part that actually glow with color. But how could you decide the shape of these? I really don't understand. Basically, blast in the middle shots, blast in the middle shots those out from the edge. Blast in the middle shoots those out from the edge. Yeah. But how how would you design these to have a shape like in your game? How does that work in real life? I don't understand. Let's see. Pack in powder and add more stars to outer rim to fill. Do this to both halves, obviously. Quickly close halves and glue shut. Paste shell tightly in multiple layers. Paste shell tightly in the English of this guy, and I'm not a native English speaker, but this gives me a stroke. Paste shell tightly in multiple layers of paper stripes and glue to achieve a big burst. And glue to achieve a big burst. I guess you're right. I could use the same shape for all of them, since there isn't really a way to do it in real life. If you go in IRL direction, like, I would love it, because the crafting of a firework part by part realistically sounds great. Maybe roll around on sprite. Maybe we got to that part. Let's see. Don't really know if it works, but add a lift fuse and place end one. Oh, I can't understand this guy. Of shell, but away from time fuse. If lift fuse touches time fuse, it could detonate in the tube. Oh, okay, at least this makes sense. Add some black powder to bottom of tube. Then ball shell the pink fuse will ignite black powder lift charge, which will light the time fuse on the way up. Makes sense. Yeah, that's exactly what I expected. Just like the birthday sparkles, with black powder to explode and ignite them, and with black powder to make an explosion here to launch it up, while this is ignited anyway, and after getting to a certain height the fuse runs out and explodes mid-air. So this is a cannon. Yeah, I'm thinking about adding a danger to building it wrong. Imagine the player like, instead of a cursor you had fingers, and if you did this wrong the health is fingers, and each time you fail you blow up one finger until the player dies because he has no fingers anymore. Yeah, so this is the cannon, and this is a cannonball with a fuse that explodes, igniting the sparkles around, and they just act like sparkles. So it's essentially only physics, not like nothing like the styling that you have in your game. I mean, it's a nice visual idea. I really got to understand how that works in real life. Yeah, reputation for building bombs instead of fireworks. Yeah, I love that. What is this? Making a firework. Of course, it's America. Yeah, I think whatever she makes explodes. Firework making. No, handcraft. Hand, handmade firework. It seems they're all the same, but the color changes because of the chemical added. Like, this is definitely copper. This is how I made my first firework cake. Homemade firework cake. Okay. It's kind of long, but let's see. Oh, my tab is muted. That's why we couldn't hear me. Sorry about that. Thank you for your feedback. I was worried learning IRL would be confusing, but it sounds like going more that direction would be wise. Hmm, I think so too. So this is the cannon we're putting. No. Oh, maybe he's putting the he's putting he puts the sparkle balls also in the cannon, so mid-air there are sparkles too, regardless of the actual firework that he's gonna put in here. That's a great idea. Yeah, IRL all the chemicals kinda like the game, so it made sense to make the UI color. I think I have a way to meet in the middle of good UI and IRL feel instead of a bow. Huh. Yeah, now that I got more insight about building these, then yeah, that makes more sense, I guess. What? This is gibberish to me, to be honest. So we just made a grenade. So we made lots of grenades. Wait, do these even have final explosives? I'm guessing not. Oh, they do. Oh, that's nice. By the way, do you see that uh, it's only sparkles? Like, there's no actual particle shape, of course, because it's IRL, but that should not really necessarily impact your game. You can go either way, like going creative or IRL. It doesn't change anything. Just do you. These are canisters instead of a ball. Canisters. Oh, I get it. Okay, the hidden science of fireworks, which is 30 minutes. Maybe you want to watch that later. I'll definitely move more in the iron direction. Thanks for the feedback. Sure, man. So let's see what people think of this. Very cool. I liked launching the fireworks because that's a great mechanic that you did. I don't know why, but it just is really satisfying. Cool idea. I like the vibe with the music and sound effects. With some tutorial, more possibility. Haha, I love watching these with you. I feel free to move on to someone else's game. Okay, sure. Okay. Is there even anyone else here? I'm not sure if it's just me and you here or what. From 0 to 2. Does that mean that it's me and you? I don't know. Let's see what's going on in Discord then. Do you think we should do something like I saw you haven't played Build a Corpse. That one's really good. Oh, I did, but I I saw that it's really impressive visually, but I don't really know why I didn't play it. Maybe I felt that hmm, teamwork. What do you think will happen if I send this? I think this time Zanderwood will kick me out after the last time I did that. So there was this guy who really wanted to go to here. Here it is. Let's just see. The problem is I promised to do this live 2 days ago, and you know, and my stream crashed in the middle for some reason. What the fuck is that? Lol, the mods might catch you. I might be temporarily muted in the server for a few days, but on that they'll be kicked. No, of course they're not. They won't kick me forever. But that would make him, the big boss, angry a little bit. Yep, probably just you and me, my guy. I think I also saw the D&D guy in the voice. Maybe try the game. I think he's AFK for sure, because he would have, like, he's listening all this time, man. You see, I am talking in this chat with him all this time. Hey, you are? Oh, I'm so sorry. So yeah, let's play your game, definitely. I thought that, uh, where was it? I thought this meant that it's me and the other guy that are watching. Anyway, let's see. It's good to see that you're here anyway. Okay, so let's see your page. Huh, this is very organized. You did put time into this. It's not your first time, like, building this. You do have a video, screenshots. Very good. Alright, let's see. Okay, so look, I'm at minimum music. I'm at minimum music. Did you enjoy learning the physics? Yeah, I do love this kind of stuff. I do love this stuff. So, Static Lip Studios. If you're listening, then look. I am at minimum, but still we have the sound. The same for the SFX. The same for the SFX. But I don't think I need to mute that. It's just that I feel with the minimum value it's still very loud for me. Not intended for full screen. Great. Version 001. Back and an X button. What does this do then? The same thing. I think you should remove the X, because the back does make sense, but with the X I would think that it exits the settings entirely, not does the same thing as the back. Whoa, You seriously had this all remappable? Let's see. Then the mouse button is menu. Why? Okay, if I do T, it does remember. Very good. Touch screen. Wait, so whoa, man. Huh. Yeah. Think from think with me for a second. Do you notice why does this what does this happen? I'm trying to think like why though? Why would why would you need this? Why is this not sufficient? I'm not 100%, but I would think conventions people on the phone aren't used to the top right. Really? Well, I did not know that. How about a controller? You you took the time to make to map controls for three devices, a computer, a touch screen, and a controller. Man, man, you're really you're I don't have words. Like you are customized, right? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But does this customize the character or huh? I don't really know what to think of that. Well, never mind. Anyway, the X and back is all I have to say for here. Graphics. Auto detect. Interesting. So what would this do exactly? I see that either way I can't manipulate this, and I don't really know what that changes. Checks for frame rate slowdown. Oh, that's smart. But so these would be general settings, I guess. Lighting, shadows, particles, all together then. Full screen, height, hot. I guess this is for testing. But why can't I toggle ultra, and why is oh, I get that now. So it's supposed to be like this, but instead it's like this. But I'm not on touch screen, but it seems to me like the touch screen toggle. Not that it's related, but I don't understand why this is. Oh, I missed the checkbox icon on that one. Yeah, take a note of that. That's why I'm doing this. Think of me as like an inspector. Okay, so I get that now. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh my god. Uh-huh. Okay. Credits. Game by Emery Smith. S effects made by also Smith. Is that your brother? Hmm. Wait a second. Isn't this jam solo only? Naughty, naughty. Okay, let's see the actual gameplay, which I really liked when I played the first time. He gave permission for the assets, but never. Oh, okay, okay. I wasn't really accusing you of anything. Don't worry. Customize, equip, and test your character. Welcome to the game. You can customize your character on this screen or jump straight in by pressing continue below. Continue. Okay. This screen can be re-accessed by pressing the middle mouse button or escape key while in the Stagingary. What does that mean, I wonder? Sta Stagingare. Oh, staging area. Damn. I thought it was something fantasy for some reason. Funny. Okay, so you need a space here for autistic people like me, I guess. On this menu you will find identification panel, top left. So this is my ID. So this is what I present to the city guards or the like governor to get my internet access. Identification, top left. Cycle through portrait. Choose your name. Pick your personality for dialogue options and the colors that your character wears. Yeah, makes sense. Equipment panel, bottom left. Select a piece of gear from your stash with left click to equip it and see how it influences your stats and abilities, visible on the hand panel. So remember, you need a space here and how it between how if influences and see how if instead of it influences your stats and abilities, visible on the right hand panel. Alright. Options to create multiple characters and load them at will. Options to create multiple characters and load them at will are at the bottom of the screen. So create new, load profile, main menu. Okay. Hover over menu icons or look for scrolls in-game for tips. And again, you have this and also this. I don't think you need this. Like, what is the mechanical difference between them? Also, let me just test this. What happens if while this is open I press home? Okay. so it has the same mechanics, but I I think it will confuse some people. Maybe I think that if I click dismiss or I click this but not dismiss, maybe I'm missing out. Never mind. Well, huh. Anyway, let's see. So we have the portrait. Next portrait is button cycles and character portrait. Why does this appear more than once? I get why it would appear once even though I read the help, because some people just dismiss this right away. But why does this keep appearing? You see? Okay. After I hover, I get this message. That's good. Select personality. Clicking this button will open a menu allowing you to select your character's personality. This informs dialogue and combat callouts. For example, a self-preserving character will ask for mercy when down. Huh. Okay. And it opens every time I click it. Okay. Self-preserving, pessimistic, stoic, confident, honorable, and brave. Good. I see these change every time, which is a nice touch. And the visuals are nice. I like them. It still reminds me of like old Flash games. So let's see, does this change my stats? Does not. Okay. Let's say pessimist. Heraldry colors. Heraldry colors. What does this mean? A herald is a bringer or something. So what does string color? This will mainly affect outlines and accents on your characters in game model. Accents. Am I reading this one? What do you mean affect outlines and accents? Anyway, I think this changes the what is it called? Cape, and it has a pattern, but I can't see it. When I change the colors, I can see this corner being changed, but not anything else. You see what I mean? And this does not seem to change anything. I know this might be changed in the actual gameplay, but I should be able to see this change in the menu. You know what I mean? That would make sense. Fill color. either this or this, this or this, this or this, and then wait, what? I'm trying to understand why. Okay, then maybe this is supposed to be here. Okay, and there are more. Maybe the best course of action. Huh. So I can scroll in and out while in the menu. And now I can kind of see that this changes. And this too. But it's barely visible. It's hard to tell, you know? It's really hard to tell. I gotta go to the bathroom for a second. Okay? See you in a minute. I'm back. Okay. Where were we? I can see only one left. Which one of you is it, though? I wonder. Me. Okay, good. Then I'll continue with your game. Alright. Yeah, sorry, I was saying, oh, tooltips within a tutorial. Tooltips within tooltips, within tooltips, within tooltips, within more tooltips, inside more tooltips, with more tooltips inside the tooltip of the tooltip. Oh, this is a loop. Oh my god, you gotta fix that. That really threw me off. How would I exit through? Okay, at least this exit all of that. Good. My god, that's really funny. A tooltip within a tooltip within a tooltip to eternity. Oh yeah, so I was talking about that. So these are secondary and these are main weapons. Hmm. You really got deep into that. That's very good. There's a lot here, it seems. And I can see that changing these does change the stats. Technology influence. Very nice. Magic's offerings. You know that there's no K in magic, I'm assuming. It's probably intentional as something specific to your game, I would assume. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else interactive. So it was hard for me to understand at first. This is the loadout and this is the stash, I know, but at first I thought, just for your insight, at first I thought that the main weapons would be in this column and that armor would be in this column and the secondary in this. I see there are more secondaries. I wonder what that would lead to. Does that mean no offhand item? Yeah, like that's what I thought. So I guess I should now continue to the gameplay. Create new load profile, main menu and continue. So create new versus continue. Main menu, load profile. And if I do load, then this is already here. So did it autosave then? Let me check. Change, load. Oh, this selects it. So this is the same as the toggle in the menu, but it's cut off because it renders behind this in this entire area, but should be only rendering on this area. Okay, I don't understand then when when did it autosave the first time. Let's say I create new. So create new to accept the change. To accept the change. What do you mean to accept the change? Create new randomizes the name input to accept the change, the main menu, the name input tooltip. So when I change, it autosaves? No, because I didn't understand. Sorry. And this, by the way, the create new, I think you need to rename this to randomize, because I think it's a little misleading, because I thought that this would save for me to load later, like create a new instance. It does. Okay. Aha. So, okay, so after I create new, it randomizes and gives me a new one. But then after I saved, why would you randomize this for me? What would be the benefit? You know what I mean? It makes a new character. I know, but why? Why not have this like a save button and a randomizer button? Because it's a little confusing. Main menu makes sense, and now continue makes sense to me. Let's continue, but with the weapon I want. This time I'll take the sword. Alright. Yeah. The middle mouse button brings me to here, so I can customize it again. Oh, wait a second. I didn't notice that the last time. If I right click, then the gun spawns the secondary. But how do I use this? Let's see. Let's see if I can figure it out. Use offhand is left mouse. But it did not shoot. I didn't finish. Oh, okay. Okay, makes sense. You didn't have to, because that's it's okay. Your character creator is unique and detailed enough. Yeah, it looks solid. A little like the big picture is good, but Some little stuff can get a little work. I think the issue being described is that it's unclear when the character is saved. It appears as if the create character button saves, even though it actually happens elsewhere. Wait, but it does save. When the character is saved, it appears as if the create button saves, even though it actually happens else. What do you... Oh, because it happens here. There's no real indicator that after I pressed this button that it was saved here. It will always be saving progress live for multiplayer syncing and everything. Interesting. Come on, give me a sword randomly. Will you not give me a sword randomly though? Oh, here we go. And that only took about, I don't know, 20 guys. What I mean is that it's hard to know if the character is saved because there's no save indicator. Exactly. Maybe some text in the middle would be enough. Yeah, that could work too. Okay. Ha. Oh, it's really loud. Although I'm at minimum, it feels really loud to me. I have to mute this, I'm sorry. Oh, so just something to note is that when I quit to the main menu, I can still zoom and the character stays the same. Oh, I must have set the wrong audio. Sorry about that. Okay, no problem. So, oh, wait a second. Am I not in mute? I thought I was. Okay. Hold on a second. I'm supposed to be mute. It unmutes. I mean, that confused me for a second. Okay, so it unmutes even though you mute. But does that happen instantly? No. Does that happen if I go back to the main menu? Yes. Yeah, it will need to be fixed. You just need to mute the tab. Yeah, I know. I know. Okay. Don't worry. I'll get to every bit of your game. Don't worry. Okay. I like the sword. I like how it looks. Very good. And the physics of the cape and the feet on the ground, so it takes left right, good job. And I can see that defeat. Wait, I can also go. Oh, what's happening to my legs? Oh my god. Call an ambulance. How much can I break this though? I'm moving backwards more and more. I I don't really know why this happens, but it does. Uh-huh. After I rotated, then it was fixed. So what I wanted to see is, oh, I get it, because I didn't I I moved backwards really slow, then the legs don't have time. No, I moved back slow, so the character does not rotate, meaning the legs are not reset to the new rotated position, because after I rotate it's fixed. Also, something to note, if I do little rotations, the cape the cape not gain does not gain the same centrifugal force like the weapon. I feel like it should, but it's not really doing that. It's doing something like going to my last position, I guess. But it does, as you can see, it should, yeah, it kinda sometimes. Okay. So what I wanted to test initially is how it places the steps. Yeah, it is in sync. Good job. I thought that would be something that is not, but it is, which is nice. Oh, and I remember that I got stuck in this corridor, so I will not be getting in there. Can I break the crates? Mm, no. Can I abuse the door though? Huh. It does make particles. Debris. Good job. So it takes about, let's see. So it takes one, wait, 1.5 rotations to get a good swing out, I guess. Yeah. And you need to really make big circles for damaging. Oh, so the lines show where I struck, not necessarily debris. Okay, that's good to know. But why would I need to know that? Why not have particles emit when you strike something? Like Bits of the crates make sense. Bits of the door make sense. And here blood splatter would make sense. How about if I try to interact with other stuff? What if I try to interact with the torch? I think the character is colliding with it. No, never mind. It was the sword. Okay. Oh, by the way, I like the ghostly silhouette at the bottom left. I feel like when you would get hit, the body part would become red. So I can see the light. The light is only blocked by your legs and not your body, and it projects only on the stone. I think you don't need really to have... No, maybe you can have a third shadow casted by the torso and should be cast on the dirt too. Look at the dirty floor. By the way, why do I make steps, footprints on stone, and they are less visible than footprints on the dirt? I think footprints on the dirt would be much more visible than footprints on stone. Unless you drag the dirt with your feet to the stone and make like a few steps dirty and then your boots clean, like get off all the dirt, so then you will not make any more dirt. So I see at the bottom right there are the two abilities. Are these implemented? I wonder. No. Okay. Okay, so what about you, sir? What are you good for? Are you here to spar? Yes, I am. Let me show you how I spar, you bastard. Hiya! Yeah, that's how you stab the wall. How about if I slow stab you? And then fast stab. I feel like this should work, yeah. But it does not register as a hit. So I can only seem to really swing and hit, but not stab. Oh, it does if I get enough power. Okay. But it takes... It's really hard to control how you would thrust and hit something unless you take time to aim and then do it. So it would be much more effective to just swing. One of the abilities will lock the weapon rotation so you can stop once implemented. Good idea. And then you will not be able to move to the sides. There's no offhand. Yeah. Okay. What else is implemented, I wonder? Let's see. Yeah, these were nice. I liked hitting them. Closed for construction. Nice. So this is where the arena would be. This is where you will train. Not sure where this will lead, or this, or the back rooms. Hmm. By the way, why specifically? I mean, it is controllable with a mouse. But what if you implemented the same thing with WASD? The movement, just for the movement, so it would be like side and like WASD, like so, and you would be able to control this too. You can't toggle alt controls in the input menu to test it. I like the mouse control more. Yeah, it feels more unique to do this with a mouse. Let's see how this feels with WASD. It's nice that you implemented that already. Alt controls, very good. I it does not seem to do anything. Am I missing something? WASD. So what I'm experiencing is this. While the alt mode is active, I can still use my mouse, but the rotation happens like you see that the player does not move but rotates around the point. Now I'm not touching my mouse. I'm doing WASD, but nothing is happening. Maybe, I don't know. The mouse can still swing the weapon independently, but I am unable to move. Pressing WASD does not move me. Wait a second. What happens if I do that? Oh, I feel like this is better with high mouse sensitivity. Yeah, definitely this is much better. You should have this as the default. Look at that. Look at how fast and strong I am now. This is easily controllable now. You see this? Also, I move faster, meaning if I change this back, then I move slower, really slow. Maybe the oh weird, it went to arrow keys instead. No, look, I changed it back. Oh, you mean maybe I should try with WASD but actually using arrow keys. No, look, I'm using arrow keys and it still does nothing. Anyway, the interesting thing was with the like regular controls, if I turn the mouse sensitivity all the way up, this feels very good to me. Maybe even if it was a little bit more, I would be even happier if it would have been even a little faster. This is good. Full mouse sensitivity with regular mouse control. Okay. What happens if I hide the HUD? Then I get this. But it resets. And now that I'm not hiding the HUD, okay, then the tooltips show, the abilities show, and the silhouette shows. Okay. Thinking of doing a collaboration. Oh, I messed up the input now. Okay. Thinking of doing a collaboration where you swirl your mouse and it sets it somewhere reasonable, since so many people have different hardware and browser mouse settings. I think that if you just switch that to WASD and not using the mouse, although it does feel good to do that, I admit,